Night Vision by Victoria Rhodes. Harvey stepped out of the front door of his apartment building, glanced across the street to a familiar scene, and let a quiet sigh escape from his mouth. He had been playing the saxophone at the local jazz club, the Blue Moon Cafe, for a few months now. Sure, playing a musical instrument for a handful of regulars every week wasn't his childhood dream, but it paid the bills. He used to love playing, but that was when he played for fun. He was originally inspired to play by his grandmother. She would sing and he would play, but each time he walked into the cafe, he lost more and more interest in it. Tonight, he looked across the empty street and saw a couple sitting alone in the cafe. He crossed over and pushed open the door, only to find that there were no empty tables. The club was packed with people who looked like they stepped out of an old Hollywood movie. Maybe Ricky is holding one of those theme nights again, Harvey thought. But they have never drawn this kind of crowd before. While he was searching the place for Ricky, the owner, he heard his own name called over the roar of the crowd and looked up to see a man on the stage beckoning Harvey to join him. Harvey wasn't sure what was going on, but he felt something in the pit of his stomach, a feeling he hadn't felt the whole time he was working at the Blue Moon Cafe. Excitement. Grabbing his saxophone, Harvey jumped onto the stage and began playing. Exhilaration was swelling within him. He hadn't enjoyed playing this much since his grandmother passed away 5 years ago. He played all night, almost unwilling to stop at the end of the last set. He put the instrument down and thanked the crowd for their encouragement and support. When he stepped off the stage, he stopped. Sitting at the bar straight out of central casting was a vision in contoured platinum. Somehow, she looked very familiar. Harvey just couldn't put a name to that beautiful face. As he resumed his way across the floor, hoping to meet her, he was halted in his steps by a very intimidating man in an impeccably clean black suit. The man handed Harvey a slip of paper with a name, Neil Kingsley, and a phone number scrawled on it, and offered him a job in his band. He eagerly said, "Yes," and Kingsley told him to call the number the next morning. They shook hands and Harvey began to push his way to the bar once again. While he was approaching the bar, his curiosity was growing about the mysterious woman seated there. Then he noticed a man next to her who looked equally familiar. He walked up to the bar and ordered a drink. The couple complimented him on his performance and introduced themselves as Michael Marino and Rebecca, soon to be Marino Moore. What a coincidence, Harvey thought. Those are my grandparents' names. Then everything suddenly made sense to him. The engaged couple, the huge crowd, the people and their strange fashions. It wasn't a theme night. He had been transported back in time into the jazz age of the 1920s. He quickly excused himself and walked out of the bar. The alarm clock blared in his ear. Startled, Harvey shot up in his bed. It was 8 a.m. Memories of playing in the cafe and meeting Michael and Rebecca slowly re-entered his head. The night had seemed so real, but it must have been a dream. It was the only logical answer, even though he strongly wished it to be real. The night had been so much fun. As As he reluctantly got out of bed, he noticed a scrap of paper on his nightstand. With his excitement mounting, he unfolded the paper and saw the phone number. He immediately remembered meeting Neil Kingsley last night. Harvey ran across the small apartment to his phone and dialed the number. An automated voice at the other end picked up to tell him the line had been disconnected.